Hey, how are ya? This is Noxis Flak with a highly topical and relevant video for 2020. I know everyone's thinking it. That's right. How does one win a Rome Total War game? No, not that one. Yes. How does one win a Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion game as the hardest faction, Western Rome? Okay, let's be honest, the original 2004 Rome Total War was far too easy when you played as Rome. The other factions did not have anywhere close to the tech tree available to the Roman factions, and history told the player that dominance of the Mediterranean was a certainty. In contrast, look at the opening to Barbarian Invasion. Hope is no longer present. Rome is not a new empire looking to expand, but is being ransacked by barbarians. The golden age of Rome is gone, as people care more about bread and circuses than they do about Rome's true glory. The opening cinematic makes this abundantly clear, and history tells the player, Rome will fall. Total War fans know that the Western Roman campaign is one of the hardest campaigns in Total War. But using ancient and quite forbidden knowledge, there is a way to save Rome. Sure, people say it has failed every time it's been tried, but if we're really being intellectually honest, these times were not true attempts at this ideology. This time, it will totally work. These methods, forbidden as they are, cannot be spoken out loud, so let's call them F-ism. The game does not begin with an opening cinematic to match that of the glorious Brutii campaign in the original Rome Total War. Instead, you are greeted with some messages. First, you will be warned that the Huns are coming from the east, and then you'll be informed that the Vandals no longer have a home and are looking for somewhere to live. Hopefully, they don't come to Roman lands. Finally, you will be informed that your country's majority religion is paganism. This will directly relate to things down the road and is important. If you take a look at the cities of the Western Roman Empire, the red faces show all of the unhappy and riot-ready people of Rome. The blue faces show the next level of unhappiness. Yellow are average, and green are happy. It is important on your first turn to take a look at every single city and deal with the problems there. The first thing one must do is find all of your naval units, which for some reason are all spread out, and each navy stack is comprised of just one ship, because someone, somewhere, thought that was a good idea. If you keep them separated, rebel and barbarian fleets will destroy them. Your navy will be needed to protect the ports that give you sea trade income, so consolidate your fleets starting on your first turn.
Yes, Captain. No more moves, sir. Aye, Captain? Yes, Captain! No more moves, sir!
With the ships handled, let's take a look at the most important faction character, Marcus the Gambler. He will be known by many names before this is done, but as he is super important and will save Rome, let's call him and his boys the SS. Now is a good time to look at these commentatuses, the main heavy infantry of the late Roman period. They're actually pretty disappointing. They're not quite the equals to Caesar's legions. Anyway, move Marcus towards Avaricum.
General!
Take the garrison out of the city.
Moves depleted, sir. Imperator. Imperator.
Merge them with Marcus's forces. Raise taxes to as high as possible. And then, as a final touch, destroy the city's temple. All according to plan. Don't worry. We are still on the first turn of the game, and it is quite important that one takes the time to fix the issues in every city on turn 1. The first major issue that must be addressed is related to religion. This is a new feature added to the expansion Barbarian Invasion. If a settlement is majority religion, they will have civil unrest if the religious building chosen is Christian, and the reverse is also true. Since there can only be one religious building picked, turn 1 should be spent destroying temples and churches that do not match the majority religion, and replacing them with the correct building. Religion of the governor is also a factor in the religious building. Governor and religion of neighboring cities will all increase conversion rates of the city. The end goal is to have 90 to 100% of the population one religion per city. If you do not do this on turn 1, there will be long-term consequences. Turn 2 begins, and there will be many notifications on the left side of the screen. There is a certain random element to this turn, so expect some variation on your own playthrough. But one of the few cities that revolt on turn 2 should be, oddly enough, the one without a garrison, right next to Marcus.
Orders, engage the enemy.
Besiege this
Besieging
city.
Settlement, sir. Settlement.
You see, when a city
siege,
revolts
sir.
against you, they become an entirely different faction called the Western Roman Rebels. This faction's always at war with you, and now you can treat your own rioting people as a foreign enemy. After this, continue working with the discontent across your empire, and remember to continue consolidating your navy because they're still spread out. It is now turn 3, and Marcus is ready to strike. 20 to 7 is an easy win. We can auto-resolve that one.
Victory!
Now,
Settlement
what
captured.
to do with the people who betrayed Rome? Do you remember those ancient forbidden texts I mentioned earlier? Imagine, if you will, if the unhappy people were no longer in your empire. And, bear with me, 13,000 denarii can go a long way in rebuilding Rome. Alright, Marcus, go for it. Yes, it's time to redistribute the resources of the minority for the good of the empire. After amassing a great amount of other people's wealth, use it to rebuild the least expensive trade building in each city. Part of this campaign's built-in difficulty comes from these large cities of the late Roman period missing low-level buildings that cities of this size should really have. Put priority on the port building, as they will produce the most in income.
Sir!
And so it continues. Another city has rebelled. Most would view this as a problem, but not you, Marcus. You see this only as an
Attack!
opportunity.
Besieging settlement, sir! Settlement under siege!
It is time to rinse and repeat. Here is another city that rebelled against us.
Attack!
Ah, this is another easy one. Auto-resolve.
Victory! Rome has conquered!
Redistributing these funds will go far. Now that this border city has been purged, set it up for success and public order. This will likely be a city of barbarians. Here it is, what the players knew was coming. The first of the barbarian invaders are attacking. The Berbers have come to take Carthage. With a pretty small army. And we also have a small army. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh hey, how are ya? This one's too important to auto-resolve. Looks like we're onto the map.
Let us offer prayers to the gods for victory, and then let us arm ourselves to the teeth, just in case the gods aren't listening.
Nice speech. Someone definitely has the right mentality. Now we must set up for the city defense. The Berbers have only one piece of siege equipment, the siege tower, so there is no need to put infantry at the ground level. This type of tower, however, will fire arrows at the infantry on your walls, so hide them behind these tall towers for now. After setting this up, wait for the tower to attach itself to the wall. Then tell your infantry to run to the tower. This will create a funnel the enemy units must filter through, taking any element of a larger invading army out of the equation. Adding archers to the rear of your infantry will only assist you in this process.
The enemy towers have reached the walls. Pray to the gods that Roman courage will win the day.
There is a rather silly exploit. You can zoom into the tower and see the enemy units climbing up it. Once the entire army stack reaches the top of the tower, that's when the door will open and they will all rush out. Now that the door is open, let your superior Roman troops take them at the wall. Now that North Africa and Carthage has been saved from the Berbers, we go back to our boy Marcus the Gambler of the Super Savior SS team. He has moved to our consolidated navy with a huge army, and he will be taking the fight back to North Africa.
Aye, Captain. Aye, aye, Captain. Out of move, sir. Aye, aye, Captain. Set sail. Aye, aye,
After
Captain.
taking North Africa, he'll move up to the Iberian Peninsula and take the last Western Roman rebel city.
As a small aside, why on earth does Rome not have highways at all?
Alright, here we go. A horde of barbarians have come across our border with their wailing women folk and children. Oh, okay. Look at you, baby. So you see this rebel unit in the road? Let's see if this exploit works this time around. Look at this. The barbarians want to take the city of Salona, but a rebel army stands in the road. Surely they will just destroy the rebels on the way, right? Oh, hey, baby. Something of a duffer, huh? Now we're going to check in with Marcus. He's close to the first of the Berber cities. He has accomplished so much, but his traits just are so average. I wonder if this is a part of the built-in difficulty in this famously difficult campaign. Anyway, carry on. This one should be
Out
an
of
easy
move,
one.
sir.
Your Honor.
Oh, goodness. Okay. The previous barbarians fell for the Rebels in the Road exploit and turned north to another city of ours. And the Vandals have arrived from the east as well. Both of these armies are enormous and are going to be a very big problem. I'm going to have to show you how you deal with being completely outnumbered as the Romans. Another turn has gone by and the Vandals have been stopped by a small rebel army. Who is this guy? Olympus. Will your little rebellion save us all? Meanwhile, our border city is still besieged. That's going to be a very big fight one day. And Marcus is ready to take the fight to North Africa.
Sir, attack!
That looks like an easy one. We can all resolve. Have you seen what I do to my own people?
Victory!
I think we know what's happening here.
This land is Roman!
Use the newly acquired funds to rebuild Thingy. And any remaining funds to buy trade-based buildings in the rest of the empire. Next, Marcus, we'll go after the capital of the Berbers.
At your service. I can't do that, sir. Secrecy is assured. Out of moves, sir. Moves depleted, sir. Out of moves, sir.
Finally, they've come for us. Now to show how walls can take out much larger armies.
Look forward to victory!
That's nice. Real short and sweet.
Get it! Wait my orders!
In comparison, this city is much smaller than Carthage. The enemy is using rams, so ground level units will be needed, and they are attacking from both sides. This is going to be a much more difficult battle than the last one. Now this feels like the barbarians are at the gates. We are completely outnumbered, and the walls of this city appear to be the only advantage we have. The fact that they attack from both sides will make this especially difficult. This means that there isn't one funnel spot for our troops to meet theirs, but instead there will be many points of entry in our walls. This allows for them to maximize their advantage from their numbers.
The ladders have reached the walls, but Roman steel will keep the enemy out.
Nice! Our flaming arrows fired from the towers destroyed the battering ram. This is very good. One less opening for them, and the troops that were tasked with guarding the gate can move elsewhere.
The ladders are at the walls, but Romans are not afraid to fight in the streets.
Here, this is the advantage of the Roman walls. Heavy infantry guard the entrance to prevent anyone from getting past the underpart of the gate. And boiling oil comes down on anyone who tries to come in. And then, when they run in fear, archers shoot them. Look at them run. Look at all of the charred body. Oh god. And then it would appear I've been distracted and the other side of the battle's not going well. They are now attempting a massive cavalry charge. Oof. Without the boiling oil, this would go very differently. Ooh, that's a really good clump. Ooh. Boiling oil has the effect of scaring the units being burned to death. Understandably, I guess. On the other side of the battle, using heavy cavalry to charge at their general. If I take him out, it will raise the chances that troops around will run away. And on this side of the city, their infantry took the walls, so it would be very useful to get that to happen. And then one of their general heavy cavalry units are pushing back my heavy infantry, which takes away the boiling oil advantage, which is annoying. They're gonna need support. Go, 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 go.
Gods be praised!
Hey.
The enemy general is dead! His men know.
My general has finally arrived to assist the infantry. Too late, there's only 3 of them left, but I think this gap's still been plugged. Oh no. Oh. Well, there goes our general and governor.
His men may soon be burned through too.
He was fighting against the enemy king, so there's a chance here.
Barbarian cavalry. Attack quickly.
Where is he? No, don't run. I need to kill the king first.
Enemies show their true virtue. They are
Yes.
the enemy
Goodbye,
king
baby.
has been killed. This will
Okay, I know what you're thinking. 2 units almost dead. Looks bad. But I did it, and it was heroic. Now that we have barely won that battle, I have sent reinforcing troops from the neighboring town, and I'm training more. Now look at the yellow barbarians. They only have 2 stacks left, and only one of them's even full. They are not what they once were. And the Vandals, having turned north because of our boy in the road, are about to fight them. Thanks, Olympus. The yellow barbarians are back with a far smaller force. Considering we beat a bigger one earlier, that one should be pretty easy to deal with. And the Vandals seem to have forgotten about our boy Olympus in the road. Every time they lose line of sight, they turn around and try that road again. Nice. Looks like the yellow are back for me. But I think we got that handled. And the Vandals have turned around because of the immovable Olympus, who stands guard on the road and cannot be defeated. I wonder if the Vandals will attack the other barbarians. That would be fun. To save time, I've defeated yellow off screen. This video is getting very long. I just used the same boiling oil at the gates technique, and they're out of the game. I mean, they're done. And then, of course, the Vandals are still floundering back and forth thanks to our boy Olympus in the road. Oh, dear God in heaven, what will we do? Someone deliver us from this. It may have felt like a long time, but traversing the deserts of North Africa does take a lot of time.
Attack! Besieging settlement, sir! Settlement under siege, sir!
And the Vandals are back, having completely forgotten about the guy blocking the road that they completely refused to attack. I don't know why the real Romans didn't use this strategy. Alright, let's finish these yellow guys off. See if this speech is as good as the others.
A battle's never an easy thing to face, especially before breakfast. But think on this. They feel at least as bad and don't have me to give them victory.
Oh yeah. Alright, time to finish them off. Let's try to... Nah, just screw it. Everyone just run at them. I would not want to be them right about now. Alright, that stack of cavalry is the enemy king. And that is our target. Behind him so he can't go anywhere. Yeah, we don't need him anymore. Where are you? Yes!
King has been killed.
So that's the last family member in their entire country. Finish off those guys, the battle will be won. Should be the last of them. We've surrounded them. Go, 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 go. And that was your last mistake.
The enemy. This.
Victory!
One barbarian faction down. Now in the more western part of the empire, it looks like a new barbarian faction is besieging one of our cities. Someone else might freak out about this, but they left their city empty. Well, that wasn't very smart.
Engage the enemy! Besieging settlement, sir! Settlement under siege, sir!
We're now back to our boy Marcus. It's time to besiege the Berber capital. And they have very few men.
Victory!
I think we know what's happening here. And we need to rebuild this city and make sure it can be happy without Marcus's huge force here. Because he has more work to do. And then we'll need a road so that the way back through the North African desert is a lot faster. Still a ways to go. Okay. They have lifted their siege to try to take back their city. Floundering. Would have been better if you had taken my city, to be honest. Risk it. Ooh. Big mistake. Now, we've got a big stack of barbarians right in the middle of our empire, so we're going to need to get these troop numbers up. And would you look at that, the Vandals are still blocked by Olympus. So the army that tried to besiege my city is now trying to retake their own city, which is fun. But they've got numbers on their side.
Imperator. Onward.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this commander and some troops, block their escape.
Out of move, sir.
Yeah, I'm broke. I can't afford mercenaries right now. And Marcus is moving his way back to Spain. So I'm still waiting for them to try to retake their capital. But in the meanwhile, the Saxons have crossed the border and are acting up, and have besieged a border town with a smaller force than the Roman force, who already have the walls as a benefit. So I'm not too worried about that one. So the recording of that giant battle and the subsequent battle with the Saxons, it crashed, I'm sorry. But boiling oil, I think you know what happened there. But back to Marcus.
Joining the fleet, sir. Aye, aye, Captain. Disembark.
Use a spy to get a line of sight.
At your service. Leading the troops. Secrecy is assured.
Get these new governors from eastern Spain over here.
Onward. Merging armies.
And then we're going to use this ship to go to the northern part of Iberia so that we can ferry Marcus and his team. With this massive army stacked, the battle's going to be an easy one. You can see we got some pretty good generals slash governors in this one too.
Engage the enemy. Victory!
Redistribute. Set this city up for success because Marcus and his boys are leaving. And now with one more city to the north remaining in the rebellion, we're about to take that problem and that faction out of the game.
Imperator, onward! Move out. Move depleted, sir.
And then we kept the navy moving up the Iberian Peninsula
At your service.
so we can ferry him to Brittany after this.
Ready to sail. Aye, aye, Captain. Prepare for battle.
Finally. Oh, that should be easy. Let's do it. Okay.
Victory!
Rebellion is finally over.
Settlement captured.
That's a very good feeling. The Vandals have given up due to Olympus blocking the road and are coming straight for the Italian peninsula. Oh, I guess they forgot that Olympus is blocking the road and going back. Just kidding. Olympus, savior of Rome, is blocking the road again from the Vandals, who have again forgotten that he's there. Meanwhile, Marcus is sailing north,
Set
and
sail.
after rearming, we'll take Brittany. Just like the barbarians who came before, the Vandals have come to this city, and with an overwhelmingly large force. I have no clue how to pronounce that. Here we go again. Can we hold them here?
From the sword's edge, this is a day of destiny, and fate of many will be decided in this place.
It's all about those speeches. And it begins. Oh, we've already burned one of their rams. That's a good start. But they're coming at us from three sides. With their numbers and abundance of ladders, it's going to be very difficult to funnel them.
The enemy have formidable siege towers at the
Took
walls.
out a second one.
The ladders have reached the walls, but Roman steel will keep
It's
the
a
enemy
good start, but it's going to be a nasty one. So far, so good. Oh, that music is perfect for what's about to happen. With their infantry running right into the gate. One's in the front, they're trying to run, but they're not coming. Oof. Cavalry's trapped in
Destroy the defenses! The walls have fallen to the enemy! The gods have abandoned us!
Symbol of the cavalry right in the What's wrong with you? You see all the piles of charred bodies? Sizable amount of the enemy attacking forces straight up leaving the battlefield. You can see as you can see, the AI is not going to figure this out. So this has got an old They're trying again. They're never gonna learn. You'd think that when your horse has to climb through piles of charred bodies that you'd have some semblance of a hint. What a waste. Most of the Vandal tribe has died under this gate of oil. Like a sizable percentage of their entire country's population is there. Walls have been reclaimed. They're going to send in their general unit. That could be fun. And they're running away.
The enemy's hearts are full of fear and now they flee!
Clear
upset about it. But if you attack with a general, there's a chance I'll get to take your general. So let's see how this goes. Oh, hold on, guys. I've got support coming. It would appear that being distracted by that fight with the heavy cavalry and general on the other side of the city, I missed that they had broken through one of the 3 openings. This is very bad. We're going to have to catch up to this. If they take that city center for 3 minutes, they win the battle, even if I have more troops than them, so I need to rush to get all my guys back here. If they hold this area, they win. I don't know if my guys can get back in time. Alright, it's all up to you. I need you to run faster than that. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Probably not enough time. Oh no, distraction. Quickly. The timer's going down so fast. Alright, Baron, go. At this point. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Okay, so we did take out one of their generals, which, like, is huge and all, but there's now no way. Oh, that's so annoying. I was distracted by the boiling oil.
Truly, for some men, even the favor of the gods is not enough.
So many kills. So they sacked the city instead of taking it, which means they destroyed everything in it, and a rebel faction owns it now. Instead of them taking it, which is good, and probably means they were just bankrupt. But hopefully this is our only loss of the game. It's now time to start looking into the end game. Now that we've consolidated and taken care of the rebellion,
Secrecy is
I would use a spy to look at the right side of the map
Secrecy is
to see who's in control of the Roman Eastern Empire city of Constantinople right here. As you can see, we need to hold 34 settlements, including 3 we should have already started the game with, and Constantinople. In order to do this, we can't lose any more cities to the endless hordes, and we need to use our boy Marcus to take a few more cities before we finish the game by taking Constantinople.
Moves depleted, sir. Fleet ready. Aye, aye, Captain. Out of move.
It looks like the Vandals have sacked another city, the best part being, it's not ours. It's a different barbarian faction city. And it looks like
Your Honor, on my way.
the Byzantines or the Eastern Romans still hold Constantinople, but they have a very small garrison.
On my way.
So hopefully that stays that way when we need to take it. Check the borders to make sure everything looks good there. And now, Marcus, it's time to take Scotland. Oh, not again. The Goths have come across the border with another huge stack of units. With names like, yes, I can pronounce that. Very scary. Let's do this, Marcus.
Especially before breakfast. But think on this. They feel at least as bad and don't have me to give them victory.
Short, but not bad.
Units, away. Units! Units!
Oh, the timing on the music is absolutely perfect.
Units! Units!
Everyone in a single line. This is gonna be pretty sweet. This is a pretty big one. Oh man, they're already breaking. Perfect. We need to beat the first army group quickly so that we can meet the second one approaching. The first enemy army has been broken, and we now need to very quickly turn to the right. Quickly. And an enemy general is dead. That's perfect. Now time for the second engagement in this battle. A little bit messier than the first one, so you gotta do the quick turn. I think we're gonna get this pretty easily. This is turning into a real big mess. I mean, I'm gonna win, but this is chaos. Alright, so most of the enemy is now running.
Units! Hurry! Hurry! Legionary!
Just want to wipe this out. I don't want any guys remaining to deal with later. And the music's back.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Yes, running from him. And there you have
The
it. Another
gods be
glorious
praised!
victory. The Goths have chosen their target, and I wonder if they know about the boiling oil that awaits them. And with Scotland captured, Marcus and his boys are going to invade half my ancestors in Ireland. Well, after they rearm, that is. First, we'll just blockade the port.
Set sail!
Marcus has landed. He's going to be ready to take the Irish capital. Vandals are still attacking other barbarians, which is perfect. And the Goths are still maintaining a siege, but they're spread out, so if they were to do it now, I'd only have to deal with one army stack. And I don't know what they're up to. With half my ancestors conquered by the Romans, time to repair this. And, yes, the Irish public order is at 0%. Classic Ireland. With that finished, the entire western part of the map is red and a part of the Western Roman Empire.
General, forward!
And we're getting pretty close to the end game here. Meanwhile, the Vandals appear to be approaching the Goths, which would be a very interesting showdown. And I have no idea what those guys are up to. Oh, here we go. It's time to fight the Goths.
Whether the day goes well or ill is in our hands. The gods will favor those who help themselves, so take up your arms and prepare!
Love this game's speeches. Here, just as before, we have another two-pronged assault, and they have brought quite a large amount of siege equipment, which is a problem for us. Okay, so the first ram is on fire, that's perfect. Frees up 2 unit stacks to go somewhere else. That could be key, that could save us right now. There. Yes, the second ram, perfect. 2 more army slots. So far, Rome is definitely in control of the situation. The 2 rams going down really made the situation happen for us. Oh, that horse though. Everything's still looking good so far. All the infantry that could use siege equipment on this side's been defeated. It's one of the 2 fronts closed up, with all the forces to the remaining. Finally got the ladders over here. And pretty late in the game.
The enemy are at the walls with ladders.
Far too late for it to
Now
matter.
Roman bravery must be proved anew.
And they can only move 1 stack up that ladder at a time, and I have 2 waiting for them. Yeah, I think it's over for them. Look, them all lined up, waiting for their turn, just taking arrows from the towers. Just a matter of time. Should all be over pretty soon. Max speed. Last guy coming up the ladder. And all the cavalry that can't climb leaves. Heroic, nice. With the Goths defeated, they're heading down the Italian peninsula, which is never fun. These pink-purple guys are also coming down. Let's see. The Goths are at war with them. That's actually sweet. Marcus is making his way back to the eastern part of the Empire. Still, his traits are so average for the best of our generals. Dubious. Perfect liar. Yeah, average.
Aye, Captain.
Meanwhile, we have two barbarian tribes who are at war with each other in northern Italy. That's a fun little experiment. But since they've gone in, this gives us the chance to retake
Imperator.
our once very strong border city.
General. Imperator. Orders. Orders. Engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir.
It's really too bad the two barbarian tribes are now going their separate ways. I was really hoping for a big fight. Annoying. Well, let's finish this off and take our city back.
Engage the enemy. Victory! Rome has conquered.
No. Repair that, make it better like it used to be. And Marcus is still on his way.
Ready to sail.
He is getting old, though.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And this game
Aye, aye,
is not
Captain. Sir, I cannot.
nice to
Aye,
the
aye,
old, if you
Captain.
will.
Imperator.
You were really stressing me out. You were really stressing me out. And the Vandals are back. Totally new part of the Empire they've never seen before. Feels very end of Rome-ish right now. Okay.
Ready to sail. Aye, aye, Captain.
Get on over here, Marcus.
Ready to fleet, sir.
Let's finish
Aye,
this
aye,
campaign.
Captain. Disembark. Aye, aye, Captain.
So Marcus has died. He was too old, I guess. Pretty sad day.
Imperator.
So this is going to be our new guy to replace Marcus. He's going to take command of his army. Doubtful courage. Trusty. Okay. He's calm. That's good. Alright, he'll meet up with the troops right around there. And we're still dealing with all of that. Goodness. So they have stopped their wandering and they've picked a target. Let's see how this works out for them.
At your
Let's
service.
see what's going on over here. Oh, and the Goths have fallen for the trick that saved me all game. Your boy Olympus still blocks the road. Alright. We're no longer really playing a defensive game. We're on the offense. We need to take all those cities. And this one was already sacked by, I believe, the Vandals, so no one even owned it. Repair it so that's a functioning city. We are besieged here and here, which is not good. My army is still waiting here to meet up with their new general,
Imperator.
Avitus. Avitus? Who knows? And Olympus still is the savior of Salona. Wonder if they'll go attack the Eastern Romans instead of me. Don't know what they're planning on doing. we look at endgame, we control 31 regions. And we need 34 in Constantinople, so we're almost there. The Goths have turned around because they've completely forgotten about Olympus and how he's still on the road. Oh no, Olympus died of old age! Oh. Real hero. Well, they'll probably be back and forth over and over again. For some reason they just stopped besieging, we don't know. And they haven't gone for it, but they're just holding the siege.
Orders.
And soon the army will be formed. Yes, finally. Marcus's old army.
Imperator. Orders.
The new general. And they're ready to take the 3 remaining
Forward.
cities to
Can't do it, sir.
Don't know what these two groups are up to, except they are at war with each other. And will the Goths turn around again? Only time will tell. Oh no! They finally found my weakness, the path to the right. No! Alright, well, that shouldn't be too hard to defend. There's a large army there and some big walls. Again, no clue what you two are doing. I think you're actually fighting each other in between my turns and I just don't see it. And yes, we're gonna take that city. No new traits, but soon you'll have many traits. All of this activity in the center north of my empire is just unnerving. And then these two are still maintaining the siege, and they have most of the Goth units, but why'd the rest of the military just go back around to where they would be blocked? Interesting. Alright. There's no roads up here, so it's taking you a while to get everywhere, but this will be your first city.
Attack!
The beginning of
Out
the
of
end is
move,
coming.
sir. Imperator.
Alright, first one, let's do this.
Prepare for battle. Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
Feel the end coming. It is still disconcerting that they seem to be fighting each other in the middle of my country. And the Goths have circled back. Probably going to keep going back and forth until that happens. And the Eastern Roman Empire has declared war on us by starting a blockade. Why? And with the tragic death of Olympus, Salona is finally under siege.
It would be rude to keep them waiting. So let us see how they like good Roman steel.
Best speech so far. Oh no, the siege tower has an angle on me. Go. I don't know what to do. I feel like it's the end of time. That's got to be the best move for a siege. Alright, so this starts. I'm trying to take out some of these siege equipment. Without towers. That? Perfect. We're under attack! Let's keep these guys my men weren't hiding.
The enemy are at the walls with their siege towers.
Now that they're at the
Now
wall,
we must look for our courage and skill.
get from behind those towers and get right in front. And there they are. That's a nice ladder. heavy infantry that's usually sent on this. We have the advantage of numbers at the walls, thanks to all of the time that Olympus gave us, fought for us. What a hero. So far so good. These archers have run out of ammo, so I'm sending them to melee fighting. They're going to assist at the walls. It won't be as good as the main infantry, but here, the division next to our gate has lost too many. This section's not looking too good for me. Flashing white means they're fighting to the death. They will not listen to orders. That's not what I want. Oof. And you can see there's a fresh stack coming of 74 more heavy infantry. Alright. Certain places of the world completely those extra troops can reinforce.
The enemy! The gods have abandoned us!
Oh, that's a big problem. So because their soldiers have taken the top of the gate and control the gate, that means they can open and shut it, and no oil will fall on them. Well, you can see that's a lot. So this means the final stand needs to be made at the city center. So all my soldiers need to be sent back there. You can see all of the orange arrows from the other side of the force. Over to the other side of the city to the open gate. Mop up those guys, and then they'll all go to the center. Okay. City center. This is going to be very interesting. As this column of cavalry moves along to the other side of my base, all of my towers will be shooting them along the way, which will lower their numbers and give me time to get all these guys back to the city center. Oh, they're inside. Oh, there's so many of them. The second wave's still coming, but if you see the towers are still shooting them, all of that is just the bodies of the guys trying to move around. Oh goodness, that's... I really need to make it to the city center before they get here. This will be the choke point we choose. It's all coming together now. All funneled in that tiny, tiny alley. First of the enemy forces approach. Oh, wouldn't it be great if they all funneled predominantly in small groups instead of all coming at once and overwhelming me? Spearman versus some light cavalry. Spearman's gonna win that every time. Oh yeah, the dramatic slow walk. think it's intimidating, but I am shooting you with arrows, and the slower you walk, the more hallways I get in. I don't know what the thought process here is. Here they come, now they're running. Let's go, Romans, hold it.
Cavalry! Unleash hell!
I've run over here, guys. This should scare them to run over. Let's see if we can. Oh, just the sight of my knee is perfect. Alright, nice start. Ooh, there's one left. Oh. Nice. Got a nice archer versus horse archer fight going on here. Normally they have mobility on their side and they're great at shooting melee infantry that are trying to chase them. But in a fight like this, I have more archers on the ground than I have on the horse. So I'll play this game, no problem. I can't believe you're blowing this. Just a minute ago, this is so good. What's that? What mess is going on down there?
Cavalry!
Oh, that's a general. Oh yeah, go straight into this one. Go.
Yes!
That's the last general in this book.
Cavalry!
The enemy general flees! Press forward so the spirit of his army is broken too! We're under attack!
Oh, there he is.
The gods be praised! The enemy army is in flight!
Yep,
Pursue
there
them
it is.
and drive them from the battlefield!
Now we'll just mop up.
The enemy show. The gods have favored you! The enemy are destroyed! Your victory is complete!
Alright, with the Goths all but defeated, let's finally finish this campaign.
Prepare for battle!
Easy.
Victory! Settlement captured!
Destroy that, we don't know what that's all about. And then quickly regroup for the next city.
Sir! General!
Not to worry, the Goths have far too small of an army to do this again.
Orders!
Alright, time to move on to the next one.
March! No more moves, sir.
Make sure the city we leave. Gosh, your traits are so bad. You've already done a bunch. Make sure that city's still guarded.
Forward!
Don't want to lose it right before winning.
Forward! Orders, Imperator.
Full strength, very nice.
Engage the enemy!
Looks like the Goths gave up for some reason. They're not really in play anymore, so that's not a problem. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Love that they're still doing whatever it is that they're doing. I guess they're chasing the Vandals, maybe? I don't know. So, we need to take 2 more to hold 34, and we need Constantinople to win this. Almost there. Still not great stats. Alright, so the plan
Yes,
is to stay at peace with the Eastern Romans till the very end of the game when you have to take Byzantium, but they started a war because of a blockade for all reasons. Which means I can interrupt their siege and take the city.
Sir!
I'm really hoping they don't fight me.
Engage the enemy!
Yes.
Victory!
I'm gonna take this rebel city.
Engage the enemy!
Hopefully they don't
Besieging
interrupt
settlement,
that.
sir! Settlement under siege, sir!
Speaking of the blockade, there it is. That's actually costing us a lot of money. Let's see if we can scare them into leaving without even needing to fight them.
Move complete. General,
Good news is that the Byzantines have backed off. I have no idea why the Goths have come right up to me with with a whole bunch of traitorous Roman units. Ha! A sizable percentage of their military is Roman. That's great. And a bunch of horse archers. Okay. Well,
Your Honor. Secrecy is a
there you are hiding in the woods. Okay. Start heading to where we're gonna go, and it's time for you to take that.
prepare for battle!
Yeah, that's it.
Victory! Settlement captured!
Classic. Let's do a quick repair. And 1 more city to go after this. And we are very close to winning this one. Goths have run away, the Eastern Romans have run away. We've been using the same spy all game, and he has a white beard. This is the last target of the game, and they have the largest walls possible in the entire game. That'll be fun. Yep, 1 more city, and it just needs to be Constantinople, and we've saved Rome 50 years after the fall of it.
Imperator! Orders?
All that hard work, and Avitus's only new trait is he is now a tedious speaker. That has to be the difficulty, right? I mean,
Out of move, sir.
Yes,
in Medieval
Master.
2, you get a whole
On
bunch
my
of traits for doing half the
Secrecy
stuff.
is assured.
Alright, almost there. Almost
Yes,
there.
Master. Moving.
Sir! Onward! Out of move,
Garrison
sir.
still looks pretty small.
Your Honor, secrecy is assured.
Alright, it's time to start the siege.
Attack!
Sort of sad to see
Besieging
the war
settlement,
between
sir.
Romes.
Settlement under siege, sir!
Yes, Master.
Last
On
look.
my way.
Yeah, so they added a few more guys last second. But I have a good feeling about this.
Prepare for
Alright,
battle!
this should be the final turn.
Settlement...
No, I don't care, it's the last turn. Hey, my other ancestors. Just in time for the end of the game. let's do
for
this.
battle.
That's good enough.
Victory! Settlement captured!
There it is. And that, viewers, is how you can use a very Motion version of wealth redistribution to save the Roman Empire. And I think I've proven that works pretty well. Thanks for watching.